Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here and welcome to another video. Now I must admit my mind was totally blown after this week's episode of SmackDown. I mean WTF, what on earth is going on? It's just as we thought we knew what was going on with the Bray Wyatt storyline, a huge swerve. We see a different version of Uncle Howdy attack Bray Wyatt. I mean, what is going on? We'll get into the juicy stuff of this video in a moment, but before we get into that, as always, be really appreciative if you could like the video, share the video, and even better, subscribe if you're new. Now, before we get into that meaty stuff of the video, I just want to give kudos to LA Knight yet again. He is absolute fire. He is coming out as an absolute bright star in all of this. Honestly, like, he is shining. The way that he was able to shut down the what chants with the "quiet please, I'm working, shut up dummies, I'm talking" is absolute genius. That man can control the mic and goes toe to toe with Bray Wyatt verbally, which is something you can't say for a lot of people in the wrestling world, really. He is looking like a star. So what happened? Well, basically, in a nutshell, he challenged Bray Wyatt to a matchup at the Royal Rumble. Now, we know this is going to be the Mountain Dew pitch black match. And, of course, Bray Wyatt accepted that. But before he accepted that, I thought it was a really nice touching tribute again to Brody Lee with the slow, methodic, yeah. And he went out to say, look, you little idiot, who the hell do you think you're talking to, son? Basically, I could have finished you a long time ago, and that I've been patient for so long, and I'm going to accept your challenge, and we're going to go face to face at the Royal Rumble, and it's going to be carnage. And just like that, we thought that's a wrap. We move on to the Royal Rumble, maybe get some more promos and some teases down the line. And just like that, of course, Uncle Howdy appeared on the screen. Now note, this is the ghost kind of version of Uncle Howdy, the version that we saw in the first official reveal, the one with like the full, like very thick mask, one that you probably wouldn't be able to wrestle in, and we'll tie that up in a moment. And he basically said, revel in what you are, nothing dissimilar to what we've seen in the past with images we've seen in the past as well, but this time with the words embrace the dark. And just as he said that, we saw again the reveal of Uncle Howdy, but this time this is the official Uncle Howdy. And what I mean by that is last time we saw a different mask, and I think that was implied to be a one-off. That certainly seemed like a shorter version of Uncle Howdy in the full mask, and that is the person that we've been seeing on the Titantron, and this person that we saw on the ramp is now the official version, because if you remember, they've teased this on the screen several times. We've seen the Uncle Howdy, the talking version, the ghost of the man who sold the world, and also we've seen flashes of this other version that we hadn't seen until now, where it's a bit more breathable around the mouth, and this is seemingly the finished version of Uncle Howdy. Uncle Howdy actually brought to life, and talk about a badass entrance. The theme was epic. I can't wait till they release that. We're probably going to have to wait about 6 months until they do that, but what a theme, what a presence, and very fiendish entrance. The fact that he took his hat off, his top hat, put it on the ring, very similar to what the Fiend used to do when he used to put the lantern on the apron. I thought that was quite a good hats off and maybe a parallel. And then he came into the ring, and then just as he came into the ring, you thought, hang on a minute, this is Brothers of Destruction-esque, standing next to Bray Wyatt, and basically you thought at that point, R.I.P. LA Knight. And talk about a twist in the tail. This version of Uncle Howdy hit the Sister Abigail, a vicious Sister Abigail, on Bray Wyatt. And understandably, just like the rest of us, LA Knight was like, what the hell is going on? None of this makes sense. It was such a brilliant way to sell the shock factor that we got from all of this, because it really didn't make any sense. Now, of course, so many questions are going to come about, and the first one's going to be, who is Uncle Howdy? Now, we're going to cover this in a separate video in way more detail. At a glance, I think it could be Bo Dallas, just purely down to the height and the hair and the facial hair. I honestly believe that is Bo Dallas, and it makes a lot of sense when you think about the fact that as part of Bray Wyatt coming back with his new contract, allegedly he wanted to involve his brother and Eric Rowan in the storyline. So I also have a feeling maybe that Uncle Harper could be played by Eric Rowan, a character we might see in the future which we haven't seen yet. But I love in all of this the unpredictability. This is why this works so well. Like, for so long, we thought we knew what was going on, and then a swerve just like that. Now, is anybody feeling like, if this is Bo Dallas as Uncle Howdy, that you'd want to see Uncle Howdy versus The Fiend? Because surely Uncle Howdy is going to try and entice Bray back to the dark side, to embrace the darkness. And also, what's really noteworthy is for all these weeks we've seen Bray a couple of times speaking to people, speaking to someone backstage. So all along was that Uncle Howdy he was speaking to, and Uncle Howdy, of course, the one behind the attacks on LA Knight. So many questions. Again, we have many or few answers. We have a lot of answers in the sense of we know who Uncle Howdy. We know now that Uncle Howdy is going to be physical, and he's likely to wrestle, and he has his own entrance and everything, so that's kind of cool. But so many other questions we don't have the answer to, and we're going to cover those in more detail in the next video. Thank you so much for watching this video. As always, be really appreciative if you could like the video, share the video, even better, subscribe if you're new, and as always, get down in the comments section and share your thoughts and opinions, and we'll catch you in the next one.